are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. I'm 24 hours into fasting today, and I'm fucking over it. I'm not even hungry, I just want to gorge. The amount of times I've just thought about gorging today. Just eating for the sake of eating, boredom eating. I think that's what I do 98% of the time. I reckon if I wanted to, I could never eat again and I'd be fine. Just ever. I'm not even joking. I reckon I could just never ever eat again and I'd be fine. The only reason I'm eating is boredom. I think I get most of my energy from the sun because I'm fine. But just that feeling when something tasty hits your tongue and it lasts for like 4 seconds and then it disappears and then you need to fucking shove something else in there. That's my new favorite feeling in the world. Well, to be honest with you, it always has been. I would take eating over sex any day of the week. And I would take drinking over both of those. I'm so fucking over green tea. Green tea can go get fucked. I don't care if you're organic. I don't care if you're cleansing my system. I don't give a fuck if you're prolonging my life. Why do I need it prolonged? Anyway, I'm fucking over it today. I have energy, but my brain's not working well. So let's get into it. You know what fucking day it is. You know as well as I do, it's Hypothetical Mondays. Hypothetical Mondays, tell me why. Hypothetical Mondays, tell me why. Hypothetical Monday, I wanna. Once again this week, the noise surrounding Hypothetical Mondays has just been deafening. Absolutely fucking deafening. It's week 12 of Hypotheticals, and I've had 2 fucking people send in. How can you live with yourselves? You're lucky I already had a couple prepared. But you're also unlucky because I'm not doing them because my brain isn't operating well enough to think. So I just started Googling easy hypotheticals. And then I came across this arrogant fucking article. It says 83 hypothetical questions, fun but nearly impossible to answer. And I'm like, fuck you and every last one of your 83 fucking hypothetical questions. And I look at number 1. Number 1 is, you're walking in a forest and you find a black suitcase. Is that racist? Did he need to mention the suitcase was black? Is he calling it a homeless suitcase? Anyway, let's continue. Inside it holds $1 million and a piece of paper stained in blood with a single word, don't. Would you take the suitcase home or leave it? Take it home. Next. Number 2, you're at war deciphering an intercepted code. You learn 2 things about your enemy. A single spot in their defense will be at its weakest in 10 days, and they will attack one of your cities in 5 days. What do you do with this information? Ignore it, leave it for someone else to figure out. Next. If you could really sell your soul to the devil, what would you sell it for? 10 more listeners. Next. You find a book and begin to read only to discover that it is your life. You get to the point that you are at now. Do you turn the page knowing that you will not be able to change the events to come? I rip that page out, burn it, burn the whole book, and hopefully I die. Next. If you were really a robot, would you want to know? How about suck my dick? Would a robot say that? Would you program a robot to say that? Next. If you got to choose between 50 years of being incredibly happy or to live forever and be unhappy, what would you choose? I'm pretty good at being unhappy, so what's an extra eternity of that? 7. If you could learn any one skill in the world without trying, like Matrix-style learning, which would you pick? The fucking piano. It's not funny, but it's true. You are offered a pill that makes you 25% more intelligent, but permanently removes your hair, including eyebrows. Do you take it? What the fuck? Is this a personal attack? I would take a pill that makes me 25% less smart if I could get my fucking fringe back. I would take a pill that would make me legally retarded for maybe like 60 or 70 extra strands of hair. Next. If Jurassic Park were real, would you visit it? Fuck up, nerd. Next. If a zombie plague were to start right now, where would you hold up? I said, fuck up, nerd. If you could change one thing about how the human body has evolved, what would it be? I would have a genderless society. That's the way I see the world anyway. I would take away both the male and female genitalia, and I would just have Ken and Barbie smooth plastic lumps there, and to fuck you just rub it together until you climax and then you throw up on each other. That's the way I would have done it if I was God. The guy who wrote this, do you want to hear what he said? He said, give everyone jetpacks on their feet, obviously. Fuck, if I had jetpacks on my feet, I would hunt this cunt down and I would hold my jetpack to his neck and just fucking turn it on full blast. Next. If you were a superhero, which one of your friends would you pick as your sidekick and what would your respective powers be? None of them. I would choose none of them. I would be like the Joker. And my superpower would be I just start pandemics. I cough and a pandemic happens. We're only up to 13 and this cunt's already losing steam. Here's his next one. What historic figure would make the worst ghost to be haunted by? Jesus, of course, because it would be so fucking confusing. You'd be like, hey, are you back or not? If you could ask your future self from the year 2050 one question, what would it be? Why didn't you just swallow the full bottle of pills? The next one's boring. Fuck that. Would you accept a $30,000 a week job offer where you get paid to sit in a pitch black room and do nothing for 8 hours a day? Please, do you realize who you're talking to? If you could only listen to one band for the rest of your life, what would you pick? Shut up. What am I, a high school girl at a fucking slumber party? Why did you write 83 of these? You're fucking at 16 and we're already playing Truth or Dare. Next one sucks. It's all fucking downhill from here. Would you rather be a deep sea diver or an astronaut? What the fuck? Would you prefer to live in the Sahara or Antarctica? This guy's really lost the plot. I hope this guy didn't get paid 1 fucking cent for this. It's all done, we're done. They all suck now, every last one of them. If you owned a bar, what would it look like? How is that a hypothetical? That's just like me trying to get away with a question and passing it off as a hypothetical because I've forgotten it's Hypothetical Mondays and I can't let down the fans. Anyway, that's the end of Hypothetical Monday for this week. Send me in some hypotheticals, but more importantly, send me in a fucked up Friday story for this week. Get your fucking pen to paper and send me a fucked up Friday story. Send it into one of my social media. I'm Boyle Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. While you're there, subscribe to the podcast, tell your friends about it, and I'll see you the fuck later.